All right, very good. Well, with that, we've got game number 2 of this final series. It's Annie and Per again for your. All right. Okay, just.
I can't hear any. Is this what's happening?
Can't. Oh yeah, Annie.
Thanks, Paul. It's all good. I'm unmuted. Yep. Stream has crashed, so don't know when we'll be back online.
Oh.
Either way, this is game number 2 of OG versus Alliance. How's it going, Purge?
Pretty good. I'm excited to see that secret strat, that idea that Slacks had. I'm sure it's amazing and genius. The one hero I'm really curious about, I was looking at it, I was like, is this time for carry Ogre? It wasn't. It's offlane Skywrath Mage, which is real weird, but dual lane of Ogre Sky looks pretty good, actually, especially because you can just spam Arcane Bolt and go hit up the Shrine and then continue spamming Arcane Bolt and Ignite. So they might be able to really punish the safe lane for OG.
I gotta ask your thoughts, Purge.
I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even seen it yet.
You have not tried it?
No, I haven't tried it yet. I play a lot of different heroes, but haven't tried the bounty eggs yet. I almost never play bounty, so I don't know. It's probably potentially good. I don't know if this is the game for it. We'll see how it works out, but I don't even know if we'll build it though. There's definitely other items you may want. Greaves is pretty good this game because there's a storm, so at some point there will be a silence. That's something that could be really important. Maybe like a EGM just wrecked Fly.
Gobbled that ward, man.
Was that a ward and a sentry, I think? Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was both. But either way, OG also burned dust. Breaker burned one of his dust trying to chase down the bounty and a little bit of gold being wasted by OG right now trying to keep up.
And what's really interesting about this is the EGM's technically an offlane right now, based on him starting in this position, which makes me just feel that maybe it's hero-based. Like EGM feels more comfortable playing bounty. Some fun doesn't want to play bounty either, something like that. So kind of interesting matchup. We'll see how the roles actually transition this, but I do like the lane setup that Alliance has here. I think it has tons of pressure potential against S4. The only lane that looks normal is the mid one, really, just Tinker versus Storm.
Yeah, pretty normal. I feel so conflicted. This CK and Skywrath are my favorite heroes, and I don't know who to root for.
I think it's a very good CK game, actually. It was a fantastic pick here, just because CK is very good at lowering the armor of his opponents now, and there's a lot of heroes that are a bit weak to that on Alliance. Mostly I'm looking at Tinker and Bloodseeker. Those guys can get blown up really fast if Chaos Knight gets to a point where his HP is too high, and that's definitely one thing Alliance has trouble with. They don't have very good AoE clear. Certainly, that's probably the worst thing about their draft in terms of the OG matchup.
Oh, time of dust back onto our bounty up top. Fly charge, so they don't get that bash, they don't get that little extra bit of damage, and they still get EGM. He's going to be salving himself up. Fly is just going to retreat. No Tail goes in for one more swat, but this bounty hunter is proving to be a pest already at 1.5 minutes in the game.
Yeah, that's 180 gold of 2 dusts that have been used. He countered obs and a sentry. He goes invis just in time, very close though. Just baiting that, like, so much advantage. And now a mango as well, gone from No Tail. Is he gonna break this clarity? Is he crazy enough? He's gonna break it in 2.
He might just be, dude.
I think he will. He'll break it. Nah, it's so scary. He's almost got Chaos Bolt. Play it safe. Definitely play it safe.
Alright, I'll play it safe this time, but no guarantee.
The S4 is gonna die right here, I think.
He's gonna get low. Ogre does not have it done, just that little damage over time of Ignite. It should be enough. He's gonna slap the ground. Gonna miss, but the first blood does go the way of the Skywrath Mage. Bounty going down there, and looks like Jerax is gonna be able to secure the kill onto Skywrath.
Double
kill. Gonna cost him his life though. Hanskin's actually the one low here. And Jerax on Keeper of the Light, level 3, carrying a double kill.
Very good timing to have a double damage there. Huge pickoff, especially against the Skywrath Mage. The guy's got no armor, so the double damage is cleaving through everybody. Huge double kill for him. Picks up 2 points in Chakra Magic, so just going to continue doing board and coddle stuff, but at least he got his moment for 8 seconds there.
Yeah, my bad. Little T-Horus in the mid lane. There was a kill on the Storm Spirit. Limp just able to solo him down. Not a whole lot of outside interference on that one.
Yeah, you always have to be really careful against Tinkers lately, just because they don't max march the machines right away. They'll usually go for kills, and pure damage from laser, it's very easy to underestimate how much damage that does.
Once again could be in some trouble. Ganking the Storm Spirit pre-level 6 is so important. The Ogre gets low with kill for Limp.
Huge. I'm a little surprised that he went for that against the Ogre. Ogre's so hard to kill.
GM,
They're
he's
chasing.
going for it. He's dusted up this time. The Illuminate does clip him. And now Jarex is on a killing spree. This Keeper of the Light got just about the best start you could ask for.
Yeah, he really did. And his super high movement speed is, I'm sure, helping with a lot of this. And all these kills that they're getting are just going to help them buy more support items and more detection, which makes Bounty Hunter's life a little bit harder. So these kills are absolutely going to add up.
Speaking of Bounty Hunter, though, he bailed out on the top lane to try to rotate and get kills elsewhere, but No Tail's now had free farm on this Chaos Knight. He's pushing up towards the tower. This is a really good lane for the Sea Guy. He's completely uncontested, and it looks like he's going to be able to grab a really early helm.
Curious to see what build he goes. The helm, I think, works. I'm not super sold on it myself, just because it gives you attack speed and a little bit of stats. It's all good. The regen is maybe the better part, but I'm a little bit more favorable towards something like a faster armlet, but certainly helm is better for early game utility pressure kind of stuff. Like you get a neutral creep and you do something with that neutral creep, whether it's scouting or disabling or ganking. So the helm definitely gives you a little bit better early presence, but it's not quite as good fighting wise.
EGM gonna go ahead and get charged. Do they have any vision after back? They do end up dropping the dust. Rotation
only a one.
incoming from our Skywrath Mage. Do they have any sort of follow-up for this? Fly gets low, but Skywrath rocking the clarity. Does he bring out enough damage? No Tail does not have enough mana for the Chaos Bolt. Fly's gonna go ahead and try to bluff, get a little bit more health going for himself, and it looks like Jonas may have bitten off more than he can chew. He secured the kill on the Spirit Breaker. Can he actually secure the kill on No Tail as well? Huge play. No Tail, he's running low health. He has no mana, and that's gonna be a deal for our Skywrath Mage. OG just got outplayed right there.
You know what's actually amazing about that is that the only reason that happened was because he had 2 points in concussive shot instead of 1 and an ancient seal. Which at first I was like, what is this skill build? But he saves a lot of mana not using ancient seal, which gives him another arcane bolt. And because 2 points in concussive shot, it came off cooldown 2 seconds earlier, which prevented Chaos Knight from getting the kill. Like, just amazing. And it's getting a lot of work done for Skywrath Mage here as he roams around the map getting kills.
Definitely going well in that regard. Yeah, we're going to have an initiation in the mid lane. There's a charge coming in onto the Tinker. Sure would love to get up a pick there. The Illuminate making it happen. Although Loda comes, they're able to channel a really nice Blood Right. And it looks No Tail's going to get caught off guard. He can't do any fight, and he will go down. Fly gets low, but is going to be guarded by Jerax. GM just settles for taking out a ward.
It's a good move. Saves him 100 gold. Good rotation from Loda as well. The fact that Chaos Knight's died twice now is certainly going to affect things for OG. That's one of the problems with going this build. He actually doesn't even have boots yet on Chaos Knight. Kind of a weird build. He had such a good laning stage, really, but then these first couple rotations and ganks ended up really hurting him. So if they can just continue to kill Chaos Knight, I think they're going to be in a pretty good spot on Alliance's side, since he is the AoE scary hero that they would have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Chaos Knight had such a good start. He had his own lane. He wasn't really being pressured, but he's the one that decided to rotate, and now it hasn't worked out for him very.
It's a good hero for rotating, but it's iffy as well. It's one of the most... Like, Chaos Bolt's actually one of the worst scaling abilities in the game, in my opinion. Every single skill point you put into it gives you 25 damage and 0.5 seconds of stun. It sounds so bad on paper. Everybody looks at those 4s, but then you roll up into a lane and you throw a Chaos Bolt, and then you attack slowly, and you're like, well, that's my hero, guys. And in a lot of ways, I think it's better to focus more on maybe even like maxing Reality Rift and getting like an armlet personally, but it kind of depends. Stun duration is definitely important, but this is definitely one of the weaknesses of the heroes, that his power spike before 7 is very wishy-washy.
Radiant's gonna go ahead and scan this bottom lane. They're smoked up. They've got Fly and S4. Gonna be cruising around, and they will end up finding Limp. But do they actually have the damage and lockdown to get him all the way down? It's a little bit tricky there, but they're gonna go ahead and try. It looks like Fly gonna go with the short range charge. He does not have his ult just yet, so can't go with that greater basket. There we go. They block him into the trees. It forces out a Brewmaster ult. That's worthwhile though for an early kill on the Tinker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Brew ult was actually very good early.
Burns up all his mana getting away from the 3 heroes in this top.
He's been pressured a lot. Yeah, he just wants the experience for now, I think. It's kind of a lot. Range creeps and a couple catapults here. Handskin's still in position to roam in and disable him. With that little mana, they would love to dive, but it's difficult with a Sky here. Yeah, he's just being really annoying on Ogre. He's got Arcanes now if he wants it. You know, some fun treads, 2 nulls. I really like this build actually. The change happened recently was the plus damage is 75 damage now, so I really like the treads on Sky, not only because of the attack speed comboed with that plus damage perk that he might get, but also because it just naturally increases your int, making your arcane do a little bit more damage. I feel like this hero's been a little too forgotten, maybe, and I think it's going to do a lot of work this game.
Charge in the mid lane. Looks like Limp might get focused down. They've got a double damage S4 as well. TP's coming Bounty Hunter. This is a very bastard fight, and it looked like OG. They're going to back out, but not before their Spirit Breaker is stunned down. They lose Fly. Ana, if he wants to go in or out, and ends up taking a Fire Blast to the face.
It's a really good raindrop game for Tinker here. He's really the focus of OG, because they know if Limp gets a little out of hand, it's going to be really tough to do. That's actually a great solution to KSI now. About it. He can just go Ags, and then whenever he does laser, it'll AoE blind them all. That'll be a great solution. He's got to get there for Alliance to be a little safe, and OG knows they've got to limit his snowball.
Smoke coming in from Alliance. They're looking to kind of ride the wave of momentum they just got a couple moments ago. Are going to be able to find out No Tail. They're going to find out Jerax here. Jerax obviously the much easier kill, but he's far forward. He's going to go ahead, get stunned by that shuriken, and they just don't think they can catch up to him in time. Meanwhile, mid lane, Hanskin's going to go back in. Ana has very, very little mana. Can't ball lightning around, so Hanskin's just chase him. Bully Ogre at its best. 400 gold and another Storm Spirit death.
I think Hanskin's been playing really good today. Pretty fantastic on all of his heroes. He's getting things done in lanes. He's ganking effectively. He's been playing very good. The rest of the Alliance has shifted towards the mid lane. If there's support TPs, some Fawn's ready to kill, but still haven't seen the Mystic Flare come out just yet. It's been having a little trouble finding a target. Smoke broke down below on No Tail, who's just now going to farm towards his power treads and his boots, eventually.
Back to Jonas. How does offlane Sky typically itemize?
This is the first time I've seen that, so this is going to be a learning experience for me as well.
Off lane, we're just going to have a bit of a mess coming out. There's that Mystic Flare you talked about. S4 going to get silenced up, but now he is able to get off the split. Fly's going to go back in for a charge. Will end up dying. Loda gets that kill. Jonas going in, gets tornadoed up by the Panda. Like, Alliance are going to be able to deal with this. They may end up losing their Skywrath as an Illuminate comes back in. He's going to get down by the Pandas, and S4 is able to take a kill himself.
Really nicely done there. That's the dangerous part about going on Brew. You've got to kill him.
He's got the shuriken. Can he actually get in range? Vision.
It's gonna be close.
Just wants to go in. He wants to get that Janata, but the blink away. Brewmaster just that blink, and my holy moly.
There was also an evade. It might have been the guaranteed Drunken Brawler evade. That's probably what it was. He always missed the first one. He should have just thrown the Shuriken.
Charge onto Limp. He's getting so gosh darn low. Does Spirit Breaker actually commit all the way? Meanwhile, we are going to have Bounty Hunter trying to chew on Chaos Knight, but it's not going to work. Limp's going to get back to base on this one.
Okay, and Bloodseeker went Midas this game, so it'll accelerate that way. Don't know how well it'll work, but at the very least you can use it to kill on the Dominator creeps. You can accelerate your farm. You can heal with it with Blood Rage. So that's a pretty decent option too. So Alliance just kind of trying to get their feet here. A couple of heroes are online, but some of them are not yet. Bloodseeker is not quite ready. He's basically just show up, rupture, back to farming. Tinker's almost entirely farming based, and the rest are ready to fight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Alliance's power is going to be, because they've got the Skywrath Mage hero that really wants to brawl early along with the Ogre, but then you've got your Tinker and your Bloodseeker heroes that need a lot of time to farm up and get their items.
It's basically the ones that don't need to farm can just roam around fighting, but they've got to get effective kills, and it's one of the issues right now is that they don't have the best lockdown. So even getting kills with Skywrath will be a little
Hanskin's smoke is going to break. There is a haste rune crept up on this Brewmaster, but he's silenced, and they've got the damage from Skywrath Mage chasing after him. Another kill for Jonas. He's going to make 4 and 2 for his KDA.
And his Veil's finished as well, so all the magic damage they're going to do is super amped, and OG is in no way ready to actually sustain this much magic damage. And it's going to try to push the wave a little bit here. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, gets recalled by his Coddle, brought over to safety here, top jungle.
If he got ruptured there, right before the recall went through, it would have been interrupted. That could have been huge. He has a lot of mana, so maybe he could ball TP, but might have been dangerous. He probably would have been fine. It would have been hard for them to stun.
Would have just been a little annoying here, and now another call in. Jerax wants to get the most out of this. An S4 up, they want to secure a tower and at least secure a safe area where people on OG can farm without constantly being ganked.
Yeah, these wards are really good right now. The important thing is not to put them where you expect your opponents to be, but to put them where you'll see Alliance heroes casually walking to where they're going. So if they can see Bounty Hunter use Invis or approaching a lane without being Invis, that'll give them a lot more information than necessarily seeing exactly where they're standing when the team fight's starting. So it still is about how you take the initiation. No-Tail doing a really smart thing here with the helm. He's going to run around with a little purge creep. That way, if he gets silenced, he can actually remove it from himself or others. Being quick on his fingers there would be huge for him.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about initiation. What is the ideal initiation, both OG and Alliance?
OG is definitely looking to do a charge into ulti, or maybe even something like a storm initiation, or even like a CK pulling somebody. Alliance is aiming to do just basically rupture with silence sky ulti on the Brewmaster or the storm maybe. Those would be the best, but probably Brewmaster because he offers so much teamfight support right now that taking him out of the fight would give them a big team advantage.
EGM is going to get charged right now, so there are eyes on him. S4 sees what's going down. Able to engage on this. Going to go in with the blink and the split, and they've got the dust. The bounty hunter looks like EGM going to toss out a track with his last breath, and he's actually still alive. Limp going to get lifted up into the air. Does March the Machines just causing some casual damage to the pandas, but that is played in No-Tail. Spears a free kill.
Every single time that Brewmaster jumps in and does ultimates like that and gets a double kill, it helps the game tempo so much. It's just free towers. Those plays go bad though, then everything changes in the opposite way. Brewmaster doesn't scale as well. He's not getting that much farm because his hero doesn't naturally farm. See if they can get a kill. They go on S4.
Yep, Loda definitely looked to debut some of the stuff.
Wow.
They know that the split's not there. They're able to get a quick, easy kill. Track now onto No-Tail, so they've got vision of him. Clear out any sort of damage, but No-Tail is just sandwiched up. I mean, gets out of this. That's crazy. Loda's got his blade mail going, but can still cut right through it. EGM now going to get charged as well. No-Tail is just manning up. Hands get penalty. Can't walk too far. Oh my goodness. Chaos Knife. Illuminate's gonna cut apart that bounty hunter as well, and now Limp comes back in. No-Tail, he's so healthy. Up, and Jonas is gonna be coming back on through. Limp gets so low, but channeling up the March of the Machine, and it looks like No-Tail is gonna be going down. Tried to deny to the neutrals, but wasn't able to get it in time. OG overstayed their welcome a little bit, but little CK got super underestimated.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about playing against Chaos Knight is that all of a sudden if he gets lucky in his ult, and he did there by the way, he got 2 illusions, meaning he was hitting for 3 times the regular damage. Really lucky there, but his itemization has also been fantastic by having the Helm of the Dominator and the Purge Creep. He removed the first track from himself, and then he used his ultimate, and then they didn't know which one was real, so they couldn't really focus fire it. And in that meantime, he's just lowering their armor with the Blightstone and with Reality Rift maxed out really fast. So they got to be able to control it, and it's getting really scary. If he gets a couple more ultis off like that, Alliance is just going to get shredded in fights every time.
Yeah, he's definitely redeemed himself from the early deaths roaming around, but Alliance, they're picking up ults to deal with it. Now Skyrath getting, close to his dose. That's going to be his first big item. That's more disable coming out of Alliance. We talked about how they're really struggling with how to hold down these hero fights.
Yeah, Atos is really important on Skyrath. If they can do a Ogre stun into an Atos, then they're set. And it's so good against Storm too. He can use Ancient Seal to prevent him from ball laning, and he can also use Atos now. But mostly it's about getting the kill and increasing his int amount and the spell damage as well. He hits crazy hard right now. Fly would be a pretty easy kill if they see him, but he's gonna get unlucky here walking right into
you. Yeah, he just bucked straight into that one. Mystic there, he never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Up for our Skyrath.
Now he may have to go back to base just to get healed out of this one, but at least mana wise for some fun. But yeah, his damage is incredible now with Ancient Seal and Veil.
Going pretty easy for him. Ogre still has that clarity if he wants to share with his friends.
He needs like 5 clarities.
It'll
Fountain is your
help.
salvation.
It's the thought that counts for.
It's true. He could just drop all of his int items temporarily.
Or just drop them under the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, that won't be a big deal. Clarity Potion is actually used after all. He'll get there eventually. Bounty Rune as well. Still no Blink Dagger for Tinker. He's pretty far behind here. He did get Boots of Travel at a reasonable time, but his item after that has been having some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused down a fair amount. He had a couple of deaths in lane now. The Ancient stack getting the better of him, but he'll be able to clear it.
Yeah, those ones are actually easy for Tinker to do because it's a rare Ancient stack that doesn't have magic resistance, so kind of interesting. He's looking dead here.
A little bit. I mean, he can try to go ahead and TP out, but nope, just gets bashed to death, and that's enough for No-Tail.
Really smart for them to smoke to that area. They know where Tinker's probably going to be farming, and they keep smoking towards those locations. And
the rest of Alliance are so deep right now. And they're about to be killed, as Jonas is going to be mana leaked, he's going to be stunned in place, he's going to be focused down as Ana comes in, and there's not much that a Skyrath mage can do against that much damage, so it's going to be a few kills on Alliance that OG are just going to start riding the momentum of.
And another crucial skill, Mana Leak, it drains the amount of mana you have based on the percentage. So for somebody like Skyreth that has a stupid amount of mana, a little bit of movement is going to kill his ability to do a combo. So it still comes down to the initiations.
What are the chances that we get to Skyreth Ags this game?
I think
Because I
it's
do
pretty
love
possible.
me a Sky.
It's possible. It would be pretty good here too. He might need to get something like... You know, I think it's alright. Just because being able to cast 2 spells would help a little. It's kind of like a shitty version of AoE. But it's kind of that or a Shiva's, and I think a Shiva's would be also very needed just because of how much minus armor is on OG. But there's a lot of ways to solve that problem.
Oh, we're gonna have a tussle right now as Loda's just gonna get back to the low ground. Jerax's blind light flag gonna decide better of charging all the way into that. The lineup seems to have got their go. Hanskin's gonna be going in, trying to here. He's gonna get Mana Leak. He's back in Loda. He's trying to make this work for his team. They are able to get the silence off on the Storm Spirit, but now Loda has to go in 1v1 a Spirit Breaker. Even with Blade Mail up, it's looking grim. Anna's able to find that kill, and Fly is so low, goes down. The Skywrath Mage is able to get the silence off into the Storm Spirit, off that little arcane after him, but not quite enough damage unless the wraparound from EGM is enough. There is a sentry there, so EGM, he's fighting
he
underneath
lives.
Radiant Vision. Gonna get focused down. Anna just barely alive. Heat-seeking missile not finishing on S4 as well. These two heroes are slow. This aggroed onto Anna now, and it is just messy. But OG are able to get out with their crew heroes intact.
The Alliance did almost twice as much more damage than OG did in that fight, but nobody died. They were so close, and every kill that happens is track, experience, Limp getting closer to his Blink Dagger. But you can just really see the difference here and how safe it is for Alliance to engage, and it's all based on the Tinker being behind here. The OG ganks were so focused on him and so effective at getting kills that just now he's able to get some momentum. So now he can actually engage fights and aggressively like blink laser missile people. But before, he couldn't even get in range to do the laser in the first place.
Yeah,
Everything accelerates for him now.
You're just picking up his blink, but Storm Spirit has a Bloodstone. 15 charges. Anna is off to a great start.
Very, very good start. But Alliance still does have good tools to deal with him.
Yeah,
Atos
just
now
silences.
finished for Skyreth Mage as well. So
It's in his
the Shrine
backpack.
will...
We're working on it.
The Shrine gave him about 40% of his mana pool here.
Yeah.
He really needs like a mana regen item.
He's just had a last 10 minutes.
Yeah, he could actually just have a Sage's Mask and it would give him the same mana per second as a Clarity. Isn't that insane? How much int he has? He has like 130 int right now. He's got 8.5% spell lamp. If he just stopped buying Clarities and bought a Sage's Mask, it's a permanent Clarity.
EGM is in some unfriendly territory here. Tried to be dumpstered on.
Yeah, he's got to spot heroes out basically and give some protections against it. He's trying to build the Lincolns first, kind of an interesting build. And actually, in a lot of ways, I really do think a mech could be better. A little bit of an older build, obviously, but any armor boost, AoE heal to his team, I feel like that would have provided 2 kills in the last fight if he went that over a Perseverance. Perseverance is like, does almost nothing before it's upgraded into the next item. The HP and mana regen is not needed.
Jarax here, realizing how much of a pest Bounty has been, goes for a Super Gemma True Sight. Carried on a Coddle, though, that seems a little bit scary. Coddle is pretty easy to combo down.
Well, with the Aghanim Scepter, he's fine. That's the big thing, especially during daytime, because then you can spot every ward on a cliff. You can see any hero, no matter, as long as he's within the gem range. It's so useful on this hero, actually. And if you think about the catch that's been happening, there's a Spirit Breaker on OG as well. That means that Alliance is never going to feel super safe pushing lanes out in weird places, because they know all it takes is 1 second of charge, and they know exactly where that hero is. So everybody on Alliance now has to play super safe, even the Bounty Hunter, as he's been finding. So with the gem, yeah, okay, he can be killed, certainly, but the map control that OG has from their picks and their position in the game is really strong and will help protect it as well.
Can we talk about how the support Coddle has pretty much a decent amount of net worth more?
Is it actually higher? Oh god, it is. That's a bad
He's
sign.
been doing a job. Now Anna, forward, able to shut the Ato.
Gotta be careful.
Just gonna get recalled. Again, Coddle with the Ags, able to just consistently keep his mates from getting killed.
Yeah, even then, I don't know if the Skyreth would have been able to pick up the kill. It would have been close. Points to Mystic Flare plus Ancient Seal. He's going to be looking for that Storm, or any solo kills, really. I think the scariest thing for Alliance right now is that Bloodseeker is not going to solo carry a team, basically. He's very good at doing what he does. Just locking down one hero, he's going to be fast and stuff. Oh, fast Heaven's Halberd pickup, cool choice. Bloodseeker is not going to carry them super hard late. That Heaven's Halberd's really cool. Not only because the item got buffed, the cooldown is now 22 seconds instead of 30. The coolest thing is that it's a great Linken's breaker. I've been buying it for this reason in a couple games as well. But break Linken's, then rupture somebody. So anything like Linken's pops up, it'll be good.
Yeah, I think that was an on-the-fly decision. I looked at Bloodseeker earlier, and he had the Sange and Yasha queued up. He finished the Sange and is like, no, this is better for me. So I like that flexibility going out of him.
Yeah, it's a good choice, I think. And also evading hits from Storm Spirit is good. There's a lot of heroes that right click in this game. Pretty much 4 out of the 5 of OG. So throwing evasion on himself is going to make a difference. See the cool Lotus Orb pickup. Storm Spirit, interesting choice. He can use it to remove track. He can use it to reflect rupture if it's casted in time. So a lot of things reflected by it actually. He can remove blind from himself. I've never seen this purchase on Storm, especially this early, but it's a beautiful choice this game. Just because of all the single target abilities from Alliance. He can remove silence as well. It's this for Yules, but Lotus Orb's so much better this game.
I mean, think about it. Pretty much everything Sky throws at him is going to be, you know, unit target. So he just has that on. He can go farm safely and not be scared of the Sky ganks.
He can remove Rod of Atos from himself. Silence. It's so good. It's such a beautiful item. Pick up here by Anna. Gonna grab
really
a Linken's
like
after. No, it's actually so cool. It gives him mana regen. It's not very good for his damage. That's definitely the worst part about it. But on paper, it's actually quite a good item. Most heroes, they don't even need the extra mana it gives, except for some supports. But Storm needs it. It's on all aspects except for damage. It's a great pickup.
Cool. All right. Got our Spirit Breaker rotating pretty deep. Look for someone to mess down. He has his Hooded Defiant, so he's a little bit tankier, especially up against magic damage of Tinker and Skywrath, but it's, I think it's OG's game at this point. Looking at the overall net worth, it's about 7,500 in favor of OG, 10,000 in terms of overall experience.
And they're just doing a little split pushing. They kind of figured Alliance was hanging out gank ready in the bot lane, so recall trick they can abuse pretty much all game. That's going to be really annoying actually. If Alliance even gets ahead and tries to go high ground, they can just do recall Storm Spirit bot lane means to consistently nuke waves.
No Tail, just a little bit of a misplay perhaps, goes in Reality Rift's Erosion, both of his illusions died. They were targeted onto it, so loses that tank ability. And also No Tail up going for the Manta without the armlet first. How's that?
We'll see after this fight. I'll talk about it.
Oh, track on fly.
Yeah, they're gonna
hanging around, and that is going to be a super dead bounty. All right, Loda's able to get 2 silences off, and actually gets super low, finished off by a laser rather from Limp. Skin going to be chased down. Another heat missile comes in, but No Tail is still hot on the chase. Got Ana debuting that Lotus Orb, and now there's going to be a stun vest going on.
Multi.
One other blood right. No Tail is able to get out. Is going to be healed by Jerax's Illuminate. Ana jumping in and out of the fight, got stupid mana now from that Bloodstone with 8 charges. We are going to have Loda just racing around the outskirts of the fight, not able to find picks.
Yeah, it's really scary for him to go in because he knows that if he makes a big mistake, it's just over. Like right now.
Speaking of big mistake, he's going to continue to pressure in. He's got the Halberd available, but can he cast it? Is it worth going on? He's just sitting there. He's taking it. He knows he's kind of leaked up. He's stunned up. He's going to get grabbed with the Reality Rift. Illuminate does the work necessary, and that's going to be No Tail raking in another kill.
And their ability to dive is just so incredible here.
Oh my god.
With Limp getting this far behind and all these early skirmishes going bad, OG is just in an unstoppable place right now. I think EGM's looking at his perseverance right now, and he's thinking, I made a giant mistake. He felt so good about the early game. They had a good laning stage, but all the early engagements fell a little flat, and that could have been the difference between him getting like a Linken's or something else and being able to protect allies, but now it's just this dead weight in his inventory. And all of the early pressure Alliance heroes, it's like they kept looking for kills. The kills kept coming to Tinker and Tinker alone, which is just really good map movement from OG and expectancy for where the Tinker will be. All those kills absolutely won them the game. Not that the game's over yet, but huge advantage from it.
Yeah, definitely a big advantage coming out. I gotta point out, No Tail is playing with the Chaos Knight mount that has no tail. Cool.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, get it? His name's No Tail.
Yeah, I got it. The Manta style, by the way, Manta used to be awful on Chaos Knight. Kind of. It looked good, but it wasn't good. It's even better now, though, because you actually do get attack speed to your illusions from attack speed items. So, and not to mention, you can get perks that will help your int level and things like that. There's more item builds you can fit in that
Fly,
use some
he's
mana.
going in.
He's just not dying.
Zealous there. He's going to die, but is it going to start off a nice fight for the rest of his team? We'll see as Ana's going to get ruptured. He's low mana. He's going to be able to pop off that Lotus Orb. So he's just going to be sitting back, waiting for rupture for the rest of the fight while the rest of the fight continues. got a silence on the CK. He wants to go back in reality. Instead, he's just going to try to TP home and get out unscratched. Similar story with Jerax. Is going to be out every which way. And now it's just going to be down to S4 and the Storm Spirit down Hanskin. Please get out alive. Loda, he is racing. He is so fast because everyone's low health. TP's in from the Skywrath. Ana, does he go down here? It's going to be Aegis pop. Still got 20 on Bloodstone charges. Blood right coming in. They really want to get Ana down. He is silenced. So Ana coming in though, keeping Bloodseeker out of the fight. The Aegis, so Storm Spirit can't get away. He has to suicide. There's going to be a kill. S4 able to take down Hanskin. Can they actually of OG? Gonna try as No-Tail comes back in, sitting under the blood right. No-Tail does get silenced, but a charge onto Loda. I think they should be able to get the secret down, but the missile, rather the laser coming in from Blimp. S4 continues pressure in, and this is just looking great for OG right now. One more hit will finish off Loda. He's charged as well. He's not getting out of that one alive, and it looks like it will be a complete wipe as EGM is the lone survivor. That's going to be a godlike from our Storm Spirit. Everyone on Alliance dead. There are still buybacks, but this is OG's game.
Yeah, it took 2 huge kills there to kill the Storm Spirit, and the second one was a suicide, so they didn't even get gold from that kill. And then he's back almost instantly, gets into the fight, and OG just stomping these engagements. Even though Alliance did look pretty good at some point, everybody gets cleaned up eventually, and they're gonna get a tier 3 out of this, and that's gonna mean shrines.
Yeah, and those shrines are going to mean huge control points over Roche, and that's maybe his only way back in this. Really, really tough. What does Alliance have to do to somehow bring this back?
Kills are everything, just because of things like track. Mana leak, no more mana for Hanskin basically, and even Arax goes down. There's still no Ags on Tinker either. He went for Aether Lens first, which in a lot of ways he actually kind of needs. Increases your blink range, lets you laser from farther away, because he can't get even close to Storm Spirit or even the CK really. You know, some fun getting a kill. Yep. But yeah, he's got to stay as far away as possible from the Chaos Knight, because once they reality rift somebody, nothing on their team is going to stop him from hitting people except for killing the illusions.
Yeah, I worry about this Skywrath Mage. The natural progression of the hero, he's going to stop being so scary. He can really only dish out magic damage, and OG, they're getting tanky enough to deal with that. He's going for a Force Staff now, so focusing on mobility before Ags. That's the right choice for him.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody else gets reality rifted, they die. They don't have a good solution to that, like we've said. So he absolutely needs to be able to keep people alive. It's still plus 10 int, which is even more damage. I don't think it's a terrible choice. It had to be that or Blink or something, because he gets orchided, or if any of those heroes jump on him, he just kind of dies.
Definitely going to get tougher and tougher for Skywrath Mage as time goes on, because he's got like 1,500 total HP. Not that great for armor, so very easy pick in his fights, and that's like 3 hits from Chaos Knight.
I agree, but his damage is very high, and that's going to help offset it a lot. I mean, his Arcane Bolt alone does 1.6 times his int. Do a little bit of math really quick here. His Arcane Bolt basically does like 400 magic damage. It's really close to it at least. And that's not even counting spell life. It's like 370 or something with spell life. So on a 2-second cooldown, he's doing a 400 damage nuke. That's insane, actually. So as long as they don't have BKB on their enemy heroes, and he's got somebody tanky in front of him doing team fighting, Skywrath Mage was absolutely going to be crucial in this fight.
Alright, the rest of OG, I mean, they're shaping up. They've got the items they need. Pipe now completed on our Spirit Breaker. We talked about how Alliance are dishing out a huge amount of magical damage, and that's just going to get, you know, dwindled by that pipe. It is such a good pickup.
It's really good against Skywrath Mage as well, because it does damage block. The damage block removes the damage before it's affected by magic resistance, which is why he looked so invulnerable when he got killed 2 fights ago, because his hood was active, and it just blocks all the damage. And then once the hood goes away, then it's like, oh, you have a veil and an ancient seal. Now you do like twice as much damage. So Barry's stuff is very, very good against magic emperors like these guys.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance's problem right now feels like they're just not doing enough damage. Yeah, they've got the Tinker who can cast out a really dope laser in these fights, but a lot of it has to come out of Loda, and it feels like Loda just can't find a safe place to fall up and get what he needs.
It's tough. I mean, Bloodseeker farms pretty rapidly with Midas and stuff like that, but at some point you have to jump in the fight and right-click people, and Rupture helps, but it doesn't guarantee a kill. You have to Rupture somebody and close the gap here. They're going to try to kill Tinker.
They're going to blink away.
Oh, they see him.
And,
oh, that was so cool. Did you see what happened?
I caught the very clip of it.
So Jerax recalled on the Chaos Knight, and as the recall ended, he blinked in, and Chaos Knight came with him.
Oh, nice. And now Anna's just going through. They are clean Alliance. Looks like this top lane of Rax is about to be taken.
Game's just over.
Again, we are in the Europe Finals. Winner of this game gets to go on and represent all of Europe going against NA. Big fight, but it looks like might be the ones to claim it, as they're now working on the tier 4s after getting a second complete lane of Rax. Unless Alliance hold right now, it is looking...
Yeah, it's looking really bad. They've got 2 dead heroes here. Chaos Knight uses his ultimate. He's got a heart picked up. Bloodseeker's gonna die right away.
A blood mail or blade mail Bloodseeker. They just can't. The EGM is in the fountain. Look at this, a fountain diving fight, and dies.
Yeah, Alliance just did not have the tools to deal with the Chaos Knight in the mid game. Maybe they'll get a kill here, but No Tail's sitting in the back, just gonna heal up with heart any moment. I think that's why he didn't go armlet, actually. It's kind of a bad idea against Bloodseeker to keep her HP low. Maybe a good choice. Oh, he goes back in.
Yep, No Tail continuing to pressure as well. Godlike Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit's getting very, very low here. Wheel up, going down. That's going to be down once again. Loda cannot afford to die here, but he will. And that's going to be Skyrath getting low as well, hit by that Chaos Bolt. I think it's over, Purge.
I mean, it's getting kind of, honestly, grabbing the eggs could change things.
Okay.
All depends on mana levels. I mean, it's close. There's 4 alive heroes for Alliance.
Moving forward, there's a nice laser. The Blind's doing a little... They are able to get the kill on the Bounty Hunter. The Ancient continues to fall. There's going to be that blinding light to force everyone out of the fountain. They've got the zip on the Ogre as well. Cog goes down, drops a gem. That's a big kill, but there's still creeps doing entire structures. Dire gotta defend now or it's all over. And Anna's zipping around. Can they actually lock him down? They do. They get the Storm Spirit down, but the Ancient is so gosh darn low and cannot drive it off. Alliance, they fought till the bitter end, but it is going to be OG that win the EU side of our Elimination Mode 3 bracket, and then I move on to fight the winners of the NA bracket in just a couple of days.
Yeah, OG played very, very well there. The crucial deciding moment, I mean, that storm kill was big because it gave a huge burst of gold to Tinker. He was able to buy his Ags, which means he can now blind everybody on the team repeatedly. But the crucial moment was when S4 got his ulti off and he started cycloning the Tinker. Because you can keep somebody up there permanently. So once he's up there wholly permanently, continuously cycloned, it's basically like Tinker being dead. And that allowed OG to finally finish off the throne. They couldn't have just done it later, but amazing game there. Alliance needed those early game fights to go a little better. Sure, they're looking at the bounty and they're thinking, I wish I had a mech, an urn, a medallion, anything on him. And all he had was a perseverance. And unfortunately, he hit that really hard peak where they lost fight after fight. And that's why they were so behind.